Hello and welcome to another episode of Mr. Kong Has Problems. Tonight in grade 5 in module 6 we are working on lesson number 14, and that means that we are constructing parallel line segments and analyzing the relationship of the coordinate pairs. So I'm going to go through most of the parts of problem number 2 tonight, and we'll see if that gets you the rest of the help that you need to finish maybe the last couple of parts of problem 2 as well as problem number 1. So let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 says, use the coordinate plane below, okay, I see that here, to complete the following tasks. Okay, so let me just look first at my coordinate plane. So my x-axis is here. I'm noticing my whole units, they skip every 2 boxes. So it must be 1/2, 1, 1.5, so all the way out here to 6. And then my y-axis looks like it's the same thing. 2 boxes on the grid for every 1 whole unit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's take a look at A. Identify the locations of A and B. So let's see, A. Where is A? Oh, it's right here. So how far out on the x-axis is it? Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that point is 4. And then how high on the y-axis is it? That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3.5. 4, 3.5 is my point for A. How about B? Where is point B? Well, let's see, that's 1, 2. Awesome. And how high up? Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. 3 up on the y-axis. So the point is 2, 3. Oh, and now the next direction is to draw line segment, line AB. So this is, we can tell from the arrows on both ends of this that they want us to draw a line not just from A to B, but all the way through A and B. So I'm going to go ahead and get my line tool out. I'm going to lie it on here, and I'm going to go right through those 2 lines. I'm going to give them a little head there on each end. And now I've drawn line AB. It goes all the way through A and B. Let's see, what's next? Part C. Generate a coordinate pairs for C and D such that line AB in this symbol, oh, this is parallel to. So AB is parallel to CD. So we have to have some line here or here that is parallel to AB. Well, let's see. I don't want to confuse the two, so I'm going to pick red, and I'm going to pick a point, let's see, maybe down here, because I want a point that I can match up a point with B, and I can match up a point with A. So let's see. I'm going to pick a point right here. The point, I guess that's point 2, 1. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the map. 2, 1. And then the question is, oh, let's see, what is that point? I'm going to call that point C, right? And that is at 2, 1. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. Okay, let's see. Now I have to figure out how to slant my line. And I'm looking at the relationship between A and B. And it looked like when I go from B to A, I went over 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, and then went up 1. So I think I need to do the same thing down here. Go over 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, and then go up 1. And if I do that, and put another point here, then I'll have a line. Once I draw that line, it'll be parallel because it'll sort of have that same triangle embedded with that same sort of angle. So let's see, what is this point? Point D. Let's see, I forgot to label point C. So what is point D? Point D is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The x-coordinate is 4. And let's see, the y-coordinate is 1.5. 1.5. 4, 1.5 is my D coordinate. So now I've got a C and a D coordinate, and sure enough, my next example is draw line CD. So I'm going to pull out my line tool. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put it up here and see. See, that goes right through C and right through D. I'll go ahead and put arrows on there, and now I've drawn line CD. And sure enough, I'm just looking at that, but it looks like those are parallel. And one of the ways I can tell, I can look at that triangle here, but I can also just look at every point. As I go sort of at any value of x, I can see that these are 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes apart, or 2 units. 4 boxes apart, 4 boxes apart, 4 boxes apart, 4 boxes apart, all the way up. So that means those are parallel. Now, the last part is explain the pattern you used when generating the coordinate pairs for CD. Let's see, I was going to say I moved, what was that, 4 boxes over and 1 box up. 4 boxes over and 1 box up to get from C to D. Awesome. Well, that's the only part I'm going to do. I'm going to leave parts F and G for you. Those are about constructing another parallel line parallel to both these other values. I think that given that we've done one of those together from the start, and then we created a brand new one at a point of starting with a point of our choosing, I think you'll have no trouble doing F and then explaining your thinking in G, as well as problem number 1. So thanks for joining me for another episode of Mr. Kung Has Problems. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.